Hi everybody, Giselle Grenier here from artplace.ca. In today's video, going to create another Junk Can Be Beautiful 4x4 piece. And this one here, I'm excited and I got a little confused at one point. So I got a shipment of new brushes today, so I'm going to try those out. I can't wait to use these. Well, I don't know if they're new to the Royal line, but I've never used them before. It's the Moderna line. Nice and purple. I love the purple. That's what kind of attracted me to those brushes. So I'm going to try these new brushes. And so the whole point of this project is to use stuff that's either destined for the bin, stuff that you can't use anymore, stuff you don't like, stuff from your recycle bin, just leftover pieces. So I cut out a circle from a piece from another video. I'm going to be using this, some really tattered corrugated cardboard, which I've already primed with Decor Media White Gesso with number 8 bristle brush. I put on this one 3 thin but even layers on all sides. And paper from a party hat from a holiday dinner. I'm going to use this yellow. And this I believe was, I think this was Brian's. This is Brian's hat. So this project will be dedicated to him. No, Susan. And I got the leftover pieces from a die cut. So this isn't the actual die cut. It's the piece that was holding the flourish. So I'm going to see if I can use that. Love the smell of this. This is I think it's a Tim Holtz line. It came in a stack. I like this. And I'm so sad. A necklace that I liked. And I picked it up. And when I got it, I didn't really look at it. It's not an expensive necklace. I got it at Ardene's. The stones are all turned. This one here, the stone is missing from it. This one here, the stone is crooked. And the necklace wasn't even. So, Ardene's or Walmart? I don't remember. But anyways, so I thought this would be really, really cool. Pretty necklace, but it'd be nice to use as an art piece. Can't wear it. It's too mangled. So I cut the pieces apart. I had to do this ahead of time so I didn't waste your time. And I got 3 uneven pieces like this. Okay. My goal is to make something with these as flowers. This is the background. And then the quote. Oh no, where did I put the little quote? I have a quote called Manifest. Okay, it's here somewhere. I may have to make it again. So let's collage first. So the first thing I want to do, I'm going to paint this first. I want this to be bright yellow in the background because I'm going to be overlaying, when I put the paper on, I'm going to be overlaying some green. So I want the yellow to be at the bottom. Decor Media Fluid Acrylic, Hansa Yellow Medium. And I'm using a 3/4 inch wash brush and just get some paint on there. Not covering the whole thing. That's it. But because I don't want to waste the stuff, let's put some on the back. Now this may look neon green on the video. It's not, it's yellow. Depending on what kind of monitor you're using or your mobile display, the colors always come out different. Oops, Hansa Yellow Medium is a yellow that's on the orange side. Just pat that. Get a little bit of texture in there. So this series is all about using junk. And to upcycle art. And I thought doing a swap. You can get information on the swap at artplace.ca. Swap called the 4x4 Junk Can Be Beautiful. So I thought I'd do some videos just to kind of, because people get confused. They go, I don't understand. So do some videos to help people. I'm going to rinse that brush. And let's collage some paper. No, that's not collage paper. Let's put this on there. Then we'll collage the paper. So Decor Media Matte Medium. And I'm going to put the medium everywhere because I have to put paper on here anyways. And I'll put some on this. And because we're working on corrugated cardboard, I want it to be quite thick. Did you guys think I was going to put the other piece, put this side down? No, I wanted the black. Yeah, this isn't sticking very well, so I'm going to have to put some pressure on this. Put some pressure on that. Could have used glue. Could have used my glue gun. Well, Mia started barking because the dog across the house across from us came out and they don't get along. So Mia started barking, so I stopped. And by the time I came back, this is dry enough. So now I'm going to collage the party hat stuff. So I'm going to collage this bigger than the piece. It'll hang over the edges. So I have no idea if this party hat will be like a bleeding art tissue type of thing where the yellow will streak. I have no idea. Fits perfect. This party hat's a little bit stiffer than tissue paper. Yeah, this one's really stiff. I did another one with pink and it wasn't this bad. This one's really stiff. Is it 2 layers? No? Yeah, this is really stiff. There we go. And there. So I'm just going to collage this over. Actually, let me just put that on there. Making the paper wet will make it a bit more pliable. There we go. And I'll let this dry for about an hour. So you can see here it's a little bit darker where the paint was. So I'm just going to continue on doing this, and so you don't get bored, when I come back, we'll have this all dry, and then I'll move on to embellishing. Okay, I'm going to put that aside to dry. I'm going to prep this piece now. And I'm going to really lightly gesso this. Let's just dampen that. Because I want some of the texture in there, because the paint will go on differently from the unprimed area to the primed area. So I'm just going to do that. It's going to take some drying time anyway, so I'm not too worried about, you know, because that piece is going to take about an hour to dry, an hour and a half. So drying time is not an issue right now. Let me just quickly dry this. And I'm going to color match, or try to color match this blue that's in here. So I've got cobalt turquoise hue. That's probably too much. And some vermilion. And some titanium white. The first thing I'm looking at is I try to find the color. I mean, I can mix this with pure pigments, but it's easier when you look, try to get the closest color to this. Then I know that I have to knock the vibrancy down of this blue. To knock the vibrancy down, burnt sienna is usually a good choice, but I'm going to use a complementary color, which is the orange, and then lighten the value with a little bit of white. So I'm going to start off with a bit of white and taking a little bit of the blue and then a speck of orange. Bit more blue, bit more orange. That's a bit too much orange. Okay, a bit more blue. So this is a way that you can match up the colors, and it's not going to be 100%. Not going to be 100%. I need to make up more paint than that. Come on. Oh, the stone fell out. My God. Okay, well, there we go. That's actually pretty close. I'll have to get the glue gun. See, that's why this necklace was just not meant to be worn. And brush mixing, which is what I'm doing here, sometimes I'm picking up a little bit more white, sometimes a little bit more blue. It just creates a bit of a variation in whatever it is that you're painting. So it's not all one flat color. And as for the sides, I have no idea because I'm going to end up cutting a lot of this, but the sides are gray, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. That's actually pretty good. I gotta make sure I have complete coverage. So there's no parts of the actual die cut showing through. Yeah, that's pretty good. And the acrylics will dry a little bit darker. Take that. Whoopsie. I smudged all that. I gotta clean up my table. Alright, so that's going to dry. Now I'm going to have to fix this necklace. Fire up my glue gun. So is this going to fall out? I wonder if I should take this out anyways. Of course, that's not going to fall out. No, that's pretty good. I don't like the look of that one. I don't like the look of that one. No, that's stuck in there. It's put on really, really crooked though. Let's put on really crooked. Okay, so I'm going to fix this one. I'm going to use hot glue for that one. E6000 is another glue that you can use. I don't have any of that, so I'll use my glue gun. Fix that. Then that's got to dry. It's actually almost dry. So I'm thinking something like that. Then what I'm looking for, I'm going to put a little bit of green under here. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Oh, this is too bright for the groundwork. Yeah, it's too bright. So what I'm looking for is creating little flowers. Like that. That's what I'm looking for. Something like that. Something like that. And then the quote manifest in here if I can find it. But that's what I'm looking for. Something like that. Okay, so I'm going to fix this off camera and we'll come back when this is all dry. The battery in my glue gun ran out, so I just took a heart from another piece and used that. I'm going to knock this down a bit. Let's see, it's titanium white. I think I was thinking of using gesso. And I don't want to use a synthetic brush, I want to use a bristle brush. So I'm going to use a little number 5 bristle bright. Just knock that down a bit. Just a little bit. A little too bright for me. And just letting the texture from the cardboard grab the paint. Oh, get the texture on the circle. Oh, that's neat. Look at that. That's cool. That takes care of that. And I'm going to, I got some burlap and I thought that would make cute little grass here. A little burlap strip. I hope it's big enough. And normally I would use fabric paint to paint burlap, but I want this to be stiff. So green gold, and I'm just going to rinse out my brush. And the brown of the burlap will actually help with the color. So something like that. There we go. I like that. I like that. I am finding that these challenges, this whole series of junk I'm finding it hard. It's really hard. And I'm not liking this color. I don't know why. I'm not liking that at all. I'm not liking that at all. The color is bang on. So we're going to put you there. You there. Where's the other one? Well, this is the taller one. The taller one goes on the outside. That. So that's what I'm looking for. But this here is just making me irky. I'm not liking that at all. I'm actually liking that, and if I maybe make the little flowers all the way across, I think that would look really cute. Let's do that. And my flat pliers have disappeared somewhere. They have disappeared. Oh, I've got a circle here. Ooh. Well, let's use that. Okay, so you can change your mind all you want when creating your piece. I wasn't feeling it. I want to make sure that these are not even. I want to make sure they're uneven. So these look pretty close, so I'll make one shorter and one longer. I should leave that one longer and make this one shorter a bit. Okay. Do we have another? Oh, the heart. Too bad about the heart. That would have been really pretty right about there. What else have we got in here? Let's see, two of those, three of those, one, two. You know what? I would, oops, I dropped something on the ground. I would really like to use that. I'd like to use that. And I think I'm going to fill it with liquid glass. I think that would look really pretty. I'll have to extend the chain, but because there's going to be drying time involved, so I may let this dry overnight, especially with the liquid glass. My instinct is to use resin, but because this is an art project and not jewelry, there we go. I think I'll stick with that. And then the burlap on the bottom. How simple is that? That is so cute. That is so cute. Okay. Liquid glass. Liquid glass. I had this. Oh, it's plugged up again. Come on. This bottle is very hard on my hands. Liquid glass is a beautiful product, and it does exactly that. It looks like glass when it's dry. It's also well, I'd say it's not self-leveling, but it'll round out on the edges. See, it'll stay like that. So I'm going to let that dry. So I'm thinking this, yeah, it'd be a bit. Now, can we do anything with this for now to prepare this? No, I can glue this stuff down. If I did, if I had done liquid glass over everything and put that inside, that would have actually been really, really nice. I can even use, let's say, modeling paste in here and then paint the modeling paste. I can use the matte medium. Not quite sure. Oh, texture. Oh, the triple thick. I think I'll use triple thick. So I'm going to surprise you on that. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to pour the triple thick on here, lay these down, and it's going to create a translucent skin. And we'll see what that looks like. So I let it dry overnight. It turned out really, really well. I'm going to assemble it and then we'll get a close-up after. So I finally found the sentiment that I had, a little quote, manifest. I thought, wouldn't it be kind of cool if there was a little cloud? So I re-stamped it on scrap paper, and it was paper that I tore from one of the cardboard strips, and painted it with the titanium white. And I'm thinking like that. I think it'll be really cute. So I'm going to put that one aside. And I just used these little mini stamps that I had. And I just used some permanent black ink. And I also pulled some threads down from the bottom. And I trimmed it down. So I'm thinking something like that. So to do that, going to use my glue gun. Just put a strip. And be very careful because chaos is watching me like a hawk. And I want the bottom frills just to hang off a little bit. Oh. Perfect. Wrapping it, kind of pushing it around the chain. There we go. It'll also seal the ends. I'm going to trim the end now. This turned out a lot better than I thought it would. Don't you love it when that happens? And so I might as well do the same thing with this one. I'm not going to edge these. Usually I ink up the edges to kind of make them vintagey. Not going to do it with this one because it's a little cloud. And I'm not going to push it flat because clouds aren't flat. There we go. So now you have a good close-up. Look how beautiful that is. And you can see the wonderful texture from that scrap piece of paper. And then look how beautiful that is. That's the liquid glass has dried. It's absolutely beautiful. Let's see if I can tilt this a little bit. You can see how beautiful it is. Isn't that gorgeous? And this was a necklace I was going to I was going to just take it apart and just use it for pieces because it was garbage. This one kind of went a bit wonky though. And that's my fault. Because of the triple thick is self-leveling, so it levels itself out. Liquid glass is dimensional. When you put it on, it'll level out a smidgen, but it usually stays pretty well the way you pour it on. But triple thick levels itself out, which means it flattens out a little bit. So in doing that, when I put it on my drying rack, I take a shelf out, put it in, and the shelf actually wasn't level because there's little things like this, and the shelf sits on top, and it's those ones that you put in the little holes, they're little shelf holders, and it was turned, so the piece was actually a little bit tilted when it was level, and this kind of slid. So, but I'm happy with it. I'm all right with it. But I like the way that I've got all that. And I'm glad I didn't use that blue piece. It just wouldn't have worked. Now what I could have done as well to tie in the blue, I could have stamped this in a similar blue. Or maybe paint the cloud into a similar blue. But we've got two elements in there. And I think it looks absolutely gorgeous. I love that. So I hope that you enjoyed this. And it's ready now to sell or give away or do whatever. I would just put my finish off the back and put my name on it, and there you go. So let me know what you think. Share in the comments below, and give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'd also love to see pictures of what you've created based on my designs, or actually any designs that you've done. So please feel free to share them in our private Facebook group, or email them to me and the information for both of those, are at my website at artplace.ca. I haven't had my coffee yet, so I'm not quite awake. Alrighty, you guys. So I hope that you enjoyed this. And until I see you next time, stay inspired.